Holy crap. Holy crap. We are. Hello there, how do you do? How do you do today? Are you okay? Am I received? Yes, loud and clear. Hello? Let me see what's going on in chat. Good evening, by the way. How do you do? Oh, look at all those people. Busy school day, okay. I'll make a look. Well, I haven't been to school for a long time, sir. Thanks for the cheer, J-Dad. Welcome to the stream, mate. Thank you very much. That's really appreciated. Do you like cats or dogs? Let's start with a cat or a dog. Let's go. Let's go. Cat or dog, man. Or do you want something different? Let me scroll up a little. What's going on? Where's the music guy? You forgot to unmute. I got a YouTube notification you were live, so I'm on Twitch. Stupid mister, there's something wrong with that logic. Cool. I've been lurking the home assistant GitHub and happened upon your first PR. Yeah, for welcome. Thank you for watching, by the way. Yeah, that thing happened. We're going to the PR in a second. I'm kind of like it's the thing I was frustrated about. So I'm kind of happy it got merged. What's going on? A lot, Mr. Bonani. Thank you for tuning in. Donalux, a new stream, yes sir. A new stream, a new day, a new week. Yeah, good evening, Timo. Thank you for tuning in, though. Well, it's again learning Python and Java. Dutch Nicholas learning Python and Java. That's like, if you have like two universes in this world, then you, my sir, you hit like two totally different universes. Let me tune down the music a little. Two totally different music. Can you turn down the music? Yeah, of course I can. But those are two totally different kinds of like universes, like Python and Java. Sorry, I forgot about the music. I hope this is better now. 100% cats. Okay, here we go, man. Let's get some cat. Oh, hello, cat. Hello, cat. Where? Oh, there he is. And music is also way too loud. Yeah, I noticed it. I hope this is appropriate. Look at him go, man. He can do some shit on that thing. But yeah. Can't really hear you. You can hear me now. He'll see it eventually. Yeah, I did. Hey, shut up. That's Google. Hello. So where are we? Let's see. So yeah, about last Friday. Sorry for not streaming last Friday, and I kind of wrote like maybe Sunday, but yeah, no. And I actually was way too tired. All my energy, I was burned up. I like if I would be like a mummy behind the screen. I'm still a little bit tired though, so I feel a little bit better. Yeah, thank you, Lydius, for asking. I feel like a little bit better now. I've been doing a little bit too much lately, and the meeting. I've been to the meetup, by the way. The meetup was cool. The meetup was just totally cool in Amsterdam, which is also a little bit of a drive and a long day as well. So I was just tired and skipped. I would be like a dead mummy, like a dead body behind the camera. So sorry about that. But back today. So what else is going on? Yeah, the meetup was freaking cool. It was a little bit weird though. I found it weird. I found it really weird to be there, as in I liked it, and I was really like surprised by the audience, and like the audience, like the users of Home Assistant. It's like the diversity is like huge. Like you have like how I'm not sure how to package this nicely, but there are really old people and really young people and everything in between, if you know what I mean. And that's like that's just cool. And for me, the male female split, yeah, it's like Stupak, that's an IT thing, right? In the IT world, there's like not much female action, like no. So Dutch Nicholas, think I was the youngest person? Yeah, I think you might have been, though. I think so. But you had some pretty cool stuff, and I found it really cool to shake your hand one time, man. That's just cool to see you in person. You've done some amazing things lately, so that's cool. And for me personally, it was a little bit weird. As in, I've been now working on a project for a year, and let's be honest, I've done some stuff, and people kind of know who Frenck is, and then you're like at the meetup, and people are going towards you and say, "Hi, I'm person X. Nice to meet you," and that's okay. They all know who I am, and that's just a weird thing. That's something I did not realize before going there. That people would know who I am, and not who that I wouldn't know who they are. And some people I even chatted with or did helped on the forums or in a GitHub issue. But yeah, there's like so many things going on. I'm just so sorry. I cannot remember all of the names, and I there's so much going on. I forgot like half of this shit. And yeah. So that was a bit weird. It was a bit weird. But yeah, I had some cool things going on. I think I've showed it on stream though. Long go. Thanks for tuning in, man. Nice to see you. I think the coolest thing was, and I think I've showed it last stream though, but I'm going to show it again. I really like them. We've got stickers now. So these are the community add-on, SIO community add-on stickers. And I think I've lost about 300 or 400 of them on the meetup, but yeah, that's okay. Stickers, yeah, stickers. I really like them. And of course, I've got a bunch of the Home Assistant stickers now as well. It's kind of cool. Where to get those? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I have them in a box, and I have a couple of those stacks though. I got a couple of stacks more. I think I have about like 700 left, maybe. No, more. More. I had 1500, so 400, more than 1000. But yeah, they're here. This, Mr. JDAT, we're going to arrange that, sir. No, there are a couple of people that support me on Patreon as well. So I'm going to send my Patreons the stickers. That's one thing to do, and I got a bunch more. At least for my Patreon supporters, I've collected a bunch of stickers as well. Let me see where I've got them. It's like a freaking mess on my desk. Where are they? Ah. So I got a real big stack of official GitHub stickers as well, so I will throw in some of those as well to my Patreon users. And I got some other official stickers as well. And I think I have enough official Home Assistant stickers to add into the package as well. So I'm going to send my Patreon users some some of those. I think that's pretty cool, right? I have some in Amsterdam, I believe. You might have some in Amsterdam. Mr. Snellfur, welcome to the stream, mate. Firespire, thank you for tuning in. Patreon stickers, yeah, they're coming up. So I need to find the time to buy envelopes. That's like the next big step. I know. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Remesh. Thank you for tuning in. But the meetup was really cool. I took my SIO demo setup with me. Got a pretty much attention with it. A lot of questions. The main thing seems to remain that people do not realize you can actually use SIO on like a generic Linux system. Like you do not need a Pi. You can just use like a VM or just a laptop, as I do in my case, or a desktop computer, to install Hash.io and use it like with just Docker and, well, as Hash.io and the add-ons. And that's kind of, that's the thing. I think that needs probably a little more attention. Dutch Nicholas, at your table it was indeed very busy. Yeah, it was very busy, and it was kind of hard to keep up with all the questions. Like, and actually, I didn't have time for a drink as well. So, but that doesn't matter. It was cool. It was cool to see all the users. Lydia's what? Has I on normal Linux? Yeah, and a lot of people do not realize it. And if you the stream, actually, if I'm not sure if you guys have seen it. The Pauls did a presentation, like a speech, like a keynote kind of thing. It's on the Home Assistant front page, so there's a recording. And if you go to the last part of the stream, there's a Q&A, and there was even a person in the audience that asked about running Hash.io on a normal system, if that ever would be a possibility. And that's kind of the thing, right? People don't know. People don't know. Timo watched it the other night. Pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool. He did a great job. He did a great job. Actually, Paulus did a great job. It was amazing to. I think even for me, I enjoyed listening to how it all started and where it came from. That's pretty cool. Like the things that recently happened, I knew. The things that are coming up, I knew. But like the story and the whole package, it was just cool to listen to. Skekivi, trying to set up a VM in Ubuntu now, but can't find the IP. I'm a noob. Yeah. I would like to say jump into the Discord server of Home Assistant. There's somebody in there that can help you with it. It depends on the VM you're using, and I'm not sure. I do not use VMs that much. So Alex, Hash on normal Linux is not that hard to do, or is it? No, it's pretty easy. I have a GitHub gist, which contains like 7 lines of commands, 7 commands, and you're up and running. YouTube movie and post was really nicely done. Yeah, I think so too. It was pretty okay. Type in IPA. I do like an IPA though. I would definitely like a nice cold IPA at this point. Yeah, that would be awesome. Stupak says Google. Let me Google that for you though. The Gist was the easiest install ever. Yeah, it is, and it is not hard. It's really not that hard. I'm a Patreon now, so send me those stickers. Really, you did that? Okay, man. Well, thank you very much. I will go to the store this week and buy some envelopes, since I'm out of envelopes. So we just should fix first, I guess. Or I could write the address on the sticker itself. That's like, no.
Smoke weed.
Oh, here we go again.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed.
I hope you guys
Smoke weed. Smoke weed.
Thank you.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day, guys. Did you give the VM your APO? That's internal. Yeah, send the stickers. Sudo shut down and turn never on. Yeah, that seems like a solution to the new problem, maybe. No, that's not nice to say. Thomas taking over the stream as per usual. Yeah, he is, and I'm working on a version to actually be able to like jump in just like Snoop. So it's coming. I'm pretty sure it's coming. That reminds me, I had on my last stream, somebody, I think it was Timo, I'm not sure, somebody triggered the Star Wars theme via the button there it is, the button, the noise button, the sound button, which is kind of cool. But that thing should not be triggered. I should remove it because that sound was played last stream. I actually got a YouTube copyright claim on my last stream. Wait, it's just a sound bit, but okay. What else? What else can I do and tell? We had the sticker stuff. Damn Disney, yeah, damn Disney. Yeah, damn Disney. What else? I was thinking. Oh, I spoke with Bram Krachten. I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly in English. Bram Krachten. He was in Amsterdam as well. He's one of the front-end devs. And I actually had a little bit of a fight with Bram. And if you guys remember the stream where I was doing Lovelace stuff, there was that release that entered the IDs automatically. And I was a bit of I was not amused. I was absolutely not amused. And the thing actually got removed in a minor release, so that's kind of cool. And then they made a better option. But Bram was actually the person who did that, who made it. So could the music go down a little bit more? Yes, of course. I'm not hearing the same music as you guys, but here we go. So, translation, Frenck was fucking pissed. Yeah, I was pissed. I was pissed because I could not believe that shit. But I've talked to him. I've seen him in Amsterdam. He was there too, and we talked a bit. And he's actually a pretty cool guy. And he looked at me and he said, "Well, you know what? Actually, the whole Has.io panel needs like a total facelift." And I totally agree. But I could not help mentioning something else. I said, well, if you're doing that, then please start with something else first. Clips, not amused. Okay, I have a clip of it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let me see. Let me see the clip. Can I, hello? How? Let me see the clip. I'm going to switch to the clip on my desktop. Let me see the clip. I was a bit pissed. Don't touch my configuration without... Don't touch my configuration without my consent. I fucking hate it. Don't touch. Oh yeah, I used the F word as well. Yeah, so I was definitely pissed there. I was definitely pissed. But yeah, I spoke with him, and he's actually a pretty nice guy. And no, well, he talked about Has.io on a panel, and he needed a facelift. And I said, well, if you're going to do that, there's actually there's a feature which is built in Has.io, and it's something I built add-ons for. And because that feature is not available in the front end, I cannot release a couple of add-ons. One of the add-ons, which was previous released, is Portainer, which I retracted from the add-on store because it's unusable. But also Glances. Do you remember Glances? That thing is cool. And actually everything is built to support those add-ons, but the UI element for it was missing. And he said, well, I'm going to look in it. And I said, you don't have to, mate. That's okay. And there are also a lot of stuff in Lovelace going on, and we'll see. And it took a couple of days. I think it was, like, the meetup was Wednesday, and I think around Sunday or something, or Saturday, I don't know. He came by, and well, no, actually it was Ludius who pasted me a link. Like, have you seen this? And Bram actually implemented the whole shite, and I'm pretty happy. It's not like, it's not the most beautiful thing. It's now like functional, and yeah, well, that's just cool. That's just cool. He didn't have to do it, and certainly since like my initial explosion, and he still did it. And well, that's I'm in my humble opinion, you're actually a good developer. Like, you're able to observe critics from others without personal like problems or something. That's cool. I just like it. So for today, What the hell? Why is Google triggering on this? Stop. Get out. Let me turn the music back on. So for today, I'm going to look into Portainer. We're going to look into glances if we can, and make it production ready, since I'm already running the system on the new supervisor, which contains the fixes. And I'm going to look into the SSH add-on, which has a Docker command line as well, which is broken now, and we can fix it. So I'm going to show you guys that stuff. Timo, I saw the light proxy was merged in also. Yeah, that's cool. I should mention that. Let me get GitHub. And then switch to my desktop after. Let me see where... Let me look it up. Hold on. Hold on, not so fast. So yeah, that's another thing I did last week. I've been reading my ass off in the Home Assistant core. So I've actually been reading the Home Assistant core code to understand how it works and where it comes from, and how the parts are moving together, and how it's actually how Home Assistant works internally. And I think that's important to know how. Well, if you know how things work, you can actually change the working, or make it better, or improve, or fix bugs, or I don't know. So that's something I've spent my time on last week as well, just reading. Having Home Assistant open in Visual Studio Code, click through the code and see where everything goes, and how the signaling works, and well, all the event handling, and how the event bus works, and the main loops, and all these things. I've been clicking like a madman, and reading like a madman, because I want to know how it actually works. And I've been looking back, like maybe I could do something. And remember the stream where I was like hating on how the switch is not acting as a light. I could not add a switch to a light group, and the switch was not showing up correctly in HomeKit and in Google Assistant. So even though I used the switch for a light, it's still showing as a switch, and I hated it. And then I spent some time on creating like such a freaking template. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the light template, but you create a light template which contains code to check the state of the switch and then become a light. That's just insane. So this is what I did, as like a small practice for learning how Home Assistant works. Let me up the code, the font a little. So I created a light switch platform for Home Assistant, and this has been merged today. Timo, Frenck, I saw the presentations. He mentioned you a bunch of times. Yeah, that's probably because I was sitting on the front row. I was like, I don't know. Yeah, but I guess like Pascal was mentioned a lot, and there was stuff from me in the presentation. But yeah, I'm thankful. I appreciate it though. I don't know, doesn't matter that much. So I created this a simple light switch, and what it does is actually just really simple. You add a light, you give it a name, and you specify the entity, that the switch entity, and this creates a light based on a switch. And this is not like fooling around with domains or device classes or whatever. This is just simply creating a light based off a switch, and that light can be used to add to light groups, publish to Google or HomeKit, like expose it to those services, and it will show up as a light. And this thing got merged, so I'm pretty happy with my my first piece of code ending up in the Home Assistant core. What are the advantages over the template light? That's a good question, Magnus, and thank you for joining the stream, by the way. That's a good question. I don't think it's much difference. There isn't much difference, although this little piece of code is like much shorter and nicer to use than a template, that's for sure. Secondly, this thing should be lighter for the system as well. Like templates are parsed and executed. This is just ease of use. It's simple, it's quick, it responds directly on the core, and well, I think you make less errors creating it as well. Templates have a higher cost. Yeah, indeed, that's the good wording, Lydius, thank you. So yeah, can you assign a list of entities to do that? No, it's you create a light, so it's one light. It is a platform. It's not a it's a platform, so it's not an actual component, but yeah, it's just one. So you need to repeat those. It's much like how the light group works. You create one light group, and it's just one group, and it contains multiple. Or you create a G light, and it's just one G light. It's not multiple. It's just one G light. So it's kind of the same thing. It's just a convenience thing. It's pretty simple. I added some unit tests, and this was something for me to practice on how the core works. How do you create a platform component like this one, and how do you create unit tests and make it work, and well, that was my first challenge, right? Let's start simple, and I think it's valuable for a lot of people. Stupak, just cool, good call. Oh, thank you, Mr. Magnus. Stupak, random. I like random. I just got a box delivered. It contained about 20-pound coffee maker in a box and 1 terabyte SSD. The SSD box is badly smashed. I think I should return the SSD for a new one. So, I guess you should. What else? That's what kind of question is that, mate? Of course you should bring it back. It's broken. It's broken. So let's dive into the actual thing which I wanted to do today. Welcome to Home Assistant. This is an empty setup. This is just a plain DAT machine with HAS.io, which is just installed. And I'm going to show you what's coming up in the next supervisor release, which is not released yet. I think it's beta only, and will be, well, out any moment. I'm not sure. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't being overly quotacious. No, you're not. If you buy something, you should just it should be in a working state, though. So let me show you what the new HAS.io panel does, and it's, again, I think there's a lot of gain possibilities, like beautifying, like making it more pretty and stuff, but it's functional. So this is running the new HAS.io panel. So not much change in here. And the add-on store is like pretty much the same. There's one big difference though, and I'm going to show you what. That's now there are multiple differences. I actually created a test repository to test out the functionality that Bram added to this. Let me get my repo. This is a test repo. And this test repo contains add-ons which are exclusively for a Pi, exclusively for, well, different kinds of platforms. And if it's working correctly, it should block add-ons that are not available for your system. Let's see if that works. I didn't test it yet. Yeah, here we go. So this is kind of cool, right? I'm not sure if it's visible. It's behind the camera, huh? Right? Let's make this a little bit smaller so you can see it better. Make the font a little bigger. Here we go. So you can see right here the AMD 64 and the ARM HF are just read out. You cannot install them. There's no install button, and it will show up as you cannot install it. And that's actually a pretty good feature, since this happened a lot. It delivers a lot of questions. So that's one of the things added, and even if the add-on supports ARM HF, but does not support like the Raspberry Pi 1, it will still check it. So if you have a Raspberry Pi 1 and you try to install the Unify controller, you can't. So it even takes that into account, so that's kind of cool. So that works. That's pretty nice. Another feature that got added was the there are now a lot of badges inside the add-on description. Let me show you. And let me take like, well, let's start with the example. There are now 2 badges in here. I hope they're big enough. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Here we go. So we have now the rating. There's a rating, which can be from 1 to 6, I believe, but that's not true. That's weird. I expect it to be in 6 right now, but it doesn't matter. So we have the rating, and the rating says the higher the rating, the less risks the add-on has. And risk is as in possible security risks or the risk for the add-on to be able to destroy your system, I guess. And it's sorting correctly now. Yeah, it's sorting correctly now, Mr. Bonani. That's a good thing. Good call. Is that true? Yeah, it is. That's cool. And that's we have Timo to thank for that, by the way. So thank you, Timo. I know you're in here, so thank you, Timo. That's really cool. So the security rating is now in, and everything is clickable, so you can click on those and you get an explanation of what it means. So you get an explanation about what this means, that it's running on the host network and why. So that's one of the things. That's pretty cool. Like, this is the Motion Eye add-on, and the Motion Eye add-on actually runs on the host network of the machine, and you can now... Oh, it did work. Yeah, it works. It works, Mr. Timo, thank you. So you can now read about why this add-on is running on the host network. What does it mean, actually? And it explains why the security rating for Motion Eye is low, actually, since it has rights to be able to mount network drives, and it's running on the host network, so the same network space as the host OS runs on, HasOS in this case. Or Ubuntu in this development machine's case. So that's pretty cool. And I've disabled AppArmor, and that's also because of the mounting. So yeah, that lowers the security rating, because if there was a security leak in Motion Eye, then it would be easier to reach the host system. It's not given that they would, but yeah, there's a possibility, right? Timo, the explanations are nice. Yeah, they're pretty freaking nice. Now let's go into the SSH add-on. Like, the community SSH add-on is like the most unlocked thing add-on there probably is. It has access to the hardware, to the host system, to like it accesses almost everything. So it's the security rating is pretty bad. But it doesn't matter to me, as in it's like the utility. It's like the Swiss Army knife for your system, which can access your Bluetooth and GPIO pins and the hardware directly, and can manage your HasIO, and you can access Docker, or you could in the past, and you can start your own services and expose them, and well, you can do everything with the SSH on, and therefore it has a low rating, and that's totally fine. Like, that's amazing. It should have a low rating. It has risks involved. If you use the SSH add-on, then, well, that's pretty. That's you can actually pretty much destroy your system with that thing, right? You can just like kill the containers. You can destroy your system. So yeah, absolutely. That should have a security one. So that's pretty cool. Well, this thing runs on the host network, has full hardware access as well, has Home Assistant API access, and HasIO API access to manage HasIO, and has Docker access, so we can now get Docker access, and that's what it's all about. Timo, does it still require the enabler for Docker access? No, it doesn't. And that's the beauty. So if I click on the full Docker access, and I hope it's readable for you guys, This level of access is not granted automatically and needs to be confirmed by you as the user. To do this, you need to disable the protection mode on the add-on manually. Only disable the protection mode if you know, need, and trust the source of this add-on. So the next question is, do you trust me? Do you trust me? And the way to do this, Louis as always. Well, the way to do this actually is, well, you have to install it. So let's start with installing it to show you. Installing, hold on. Oh, this is the dev version. Oh, come on. I should have clicked the other one. Oh, well, we should fix the dev version as well. So let's start in and fix the dev version. Let me start the development environment as well to fix this thing. Since Docker is now broken on the SSH add-on, and we should tweak it a little. And so this is an add-on we could start with, right? Let me switch to my other desktop real quick to my talk screen, since I do not know if I have active running VS Code open with some stuff in it you guys should not see. Like my secrets or something. No, that went fine. Let's switch back to my desktop. Here we go. Let's make the font a little bigger for you guys. Let me see, is this good enough? This is kind of good enough, right? So it's installed. It's installed. Here we go. So this is the SSH terminal add-on, the SSH and web terminal add-on. It's installed. It still shows the same icons, but now we have the startup on boot, which you should be familiar with. The auto update, which you should always disable, by the way. I hate that freaking button. Please, please, for God's sake, disable the auto updater on each of the freaking add-ons. Thank you in advance. And then you have the protection mode, and this is the thing that the patch description talked about. This level of access is not granted automatically and needs to be confirmed by you. To do this, you need to disable the protection mode on the add-on manually. So that's this button. It's now enabled, and you can disable it. And as soon as you disable it, you will be warned, really. It's like, if you miss this, then you're pre-hook. Like, it's here, right in your face. So as soon as you disable protection mode, Mr. Bonani, isn't auto update off by default? Yes, it is off. It's off by default, but people enable it. Don't ask me why. But yeah, I don't want to trigger a rant, but why turn it off? Oh, you don't trigger a rant, Mr. JDad. What happens, like, as a developer, as an add-on developer, you sometimes have to make changes that are not backwards compatible, right? So if you enable like the auto update, and I make a change that's not backwards compatible, your system will download and install the not backwards compatible version, and then your system will break on some parts. So I would definitely recommend to just, before updating, click on the changelog and actually read the notes, the changelog, to see what's happening. One of the big examples, well, I got a couple of more, but one of the big examples was the recently MQTT, no, the mosquito add-on, the core add-on, the core mosquito add-on. If you go into the community forums, you will see like big freaking rants on on that update, and people are mad that it broke their systems, and there are many reasons for it. But the main reason why this was all triggered is it auto-updated and it broke down, and MQTT was offline, and then people's home automation stopped working, and big problems. And so I'm not a big fan of the auto-update, just because of that. It's, you don't update Home Assistant automatically as well, right? Why not? It's the same thing. Or do you? Some do. Okay, well then they have created them themselves, since there's no auto-update function for Home Assistant. But protection mode, you can actually now disable the protection mode, and this is what enables Docker actually. So if I now start the add-on, I would probably have instant Docker access without any questions asked. So let's try. Let's disable SSH. I don't need it. SSL false. Let's disable this beast. And let's be a bad boy. Leave front door open. True. So let's start the freaking thing. Fair enough, I'm manually updated, but I can understand why people want to make it happen automatically. Yeah, I could. It would be cool if one could say, okay, like the community add-ons all follow the Semver standard, the Semver versioning standard, which actually dictates how and when you change the version number. So to change the major version number, there must be backwards incompatible changes or big new features. So it's actually not allowed to make backwards incompatible changes in minor versions, and that's something I like adhere to. So it would be great if Home Assistant actually had some knowledge around version numbers and some rules around it, so you could actually say, okay, give me minor updates automatically. That's something I would like. That would be much better, right? We like just update to minor versions and security updates. And if there's a major update, please send me a notification and let me read what's happened. Mangas overlay, except for the supervisor. Yeah, the supervisor is automatically indeed. So let's see if it starts. It starts. That's nice. It's always nice. So I've disabled protection mode. Fair enough. I manually did a bit again. That sounds perfect. Yeah, that's like the dream. But in order to reach that, we should like. The problem with add-ons is it's like third party, right? A lot of people develop add-ons, and not everybody is actually like. To be honest, I don't think everybody's qualified to do so, but they still do. And how would you expect somebody to adhere to Semver? I don't know. So this started, and let's see if everything went okay since I've like disabled protection mode. Docker should work right out of the box. Here we go. No hacks, nothing needed. So that's cool. So that thing works. Actually works. Yeah, difficult to enforce. Yeah, that's probably the issue. That's the main issue with it. But it would be awesome. It would be awesome. Docker works, guys. So it just works out of the box. And the thing I should do now, because I can now disable it. So now protection is disabled. And if I restart it, Docker should not work since now protection mode is enabled. And this would block off Docker access. Here we go. So what's written here right now is a command that's showing the warning that the command used to work in Portainer due to changes and has no longer possible to gain access to Docker. There's a solution, but this way changes to be implemented in the front end, which has been done. So we can remove this message. And I think we should add in an instruction on protection mode is enabled and please disable it. Would be good if the Docker icon showed it wasn't going to work. Probably yes. Probably yes. But I can help the users with it as well, since I can detect if it's enabled or not. As you can see, it's now not enabled. So if somebody types in Docker, it just drops in a warning about protection mode not enabled. So I should change this into a proper message. I think it's good to have it disabled like by default and only make the user aware of it as soon as they need it. I think that's a little bit better approach. I think the most users do not need it, and to be honest, I think most users should not touch it. To be honest. So let's start from here. Let's update the I should update the screenshot once though. Let's start with this thing. Ludius agreed. Yeah. So let's start with a new message. Hash.log.warning. Let's get Jiffy. Bye. Need to leave the makerspace before alarm comes on. Oh, you better leave soon, mister. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye. Hope to see you soon, man. Wave. And another homie leaves the building. So, what are we going to write? Protection mode enabled. This command to be able to use this command, you'll need to disable protection mode on this add-on. Are the sound alerts disabled? No, they are not. Since our friend Mr. JDad already triggered one. I think I've pushed the buttons a lot and they won't work. Yeah, I have the same issue. Do you run Pi-hole by any chance, or app blocker? I think that's one of the main issues with it. I have the same issue. I cannot use the button on any stream as well. So probably has to do with it though. No. I don't know. Mr. JDad, what browser do you use? Maybe it's Mac or something. No, you are not running Mac, right? You were running Windows. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello. How do you do? To be able to use this command, you need to disable protection mode on this on. Without it, the add-on is unable to access Docker. Go into the SIO panel. Steps. Go into the SIO panel. It's the motherfucking Snoop Dogg. Oh, I need my sunglasses here. Thank you, Timo, for playing that sound, man. That's cool. Snoop Dogg in the house. Where's my Snoop?
Smoke weed every day.
You.
Smoke weed every day.
Has that log the warning? Click on the SSH and web terminal add-on. Set the protection mode. Is it called protection mode? Protection mode. Yeah, it's called protection mode. Switch to off. Restart the add-on to How about this? Is this something? Do that for the first time, okay. Now for off-topic, Lometric. I'm at $59 Black Friday deal. I'm not sure what Lometric is though. What's Lometric? And now I'm interested. I'm going to open Google and derail this thing. Lometric. A smart clock allows you to do it. Yeah, I agree. Well, this is pretty nice to display, right? A little bit of explanation. Protection mode is enabled. To use it. Why, how to. And another big warning. Looks good, okay. So let's build this. Let's rebuild the add-on. Rebuild. So Lometric, that's like the pile's kicking in. So it's like it's like a thing with a very like a display with an extremely low resolution, right? Hence the low price. So let me see. Hence the low price. Let me go. You call this a low price for a freaking display? 199 euros. And you probably need to pay shipping as well, and since it's coming from outside of Europe, you probably need to pay import as well. Oh no, it's Europe, so import is probably handled, but yeah. Like low, 199 for a display with like a resolution that even the Commodore 64 would say, well, a pixel more would be like awesome. It looks cool though. I have to agree, it looks cool. Could make one of those LED strips you bought. Yeah, you could, by the way. Well, HA has support for it. Yeah, I've seen it pretty recently. If you knew any better device, do tell. Well, I would say like any tablet. If I could find a display, I could make one of those for like £10. Yep, you probably could. Just buy like a display of that size and well. For you as a Dutch person, this might be better. iBoot. iBoot. That's one of those daily deal websites. Snellfur is now dropping on me. Oh, that is actually a pretty good price. This is the 800 series, right? That one doesn't do like mopping and stuff, right? This is just the big sucking action. XJ5, good evening, man. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you. How you doing? Dutch Nicholas, Google Home Mini, 29 euros, MediaMarkt. Yeah, that's true. Except like at 8:15 this morning AM, like 15 minutes after they went open, it was sold out, at least in the east of the Netherlands where I am. And at, I believe it was 10 AM that it was sold out in like almost all of the Netherlands. Yes, but you need a Roomba 9 if you want a super duper amplification. Yeah, I want one. And to be honest, I would buy like the Xiaomi, the new one, the S50, I guess. That's one of my wish list though. The big suck. Yeah, it does the big suck line. Go. I bought my third one. You did. Yeah, I have now 2. I would like to add some. But yeah, they were sold out even before I could reach the store, so yeah. Yeah, I went to get an Agodot for taking on, but they were all sold out. So this is okay. How's the build going? It's done. It's restarted. Yeah, Docker. Warning, protection mode enabled. Click into. Well, let's click go to the SIO panel. Click on yes. Maybe we should add dots behind every sentence. Like, That's nicer. So that's okay. Snellfuhr. The only good one is 960. Yeah, that's probably the best one they have. I like the screen hub Google is selling. I hope some custom ROMs for it. Yeah, I hope so as well. I would be. It's like the problem is the display is a little bit sucky, but yeah, I think it's a cool device though, and I would love to be able to like customize a little bit more. But we can just use the Google Assistant integration, right, and just send in things we like. You can even like push scenes into it if you like. So I think it's a pretty useful device. I think it would like up the Wi-Fi approval rate a lot. So Juantech, hello from New York. New York, are you from New York, mate? I didn't know. Well, hi, mister. Thank you for tuning in. That's cool. What's happening, Frank? What are we working on today? Well, Mr. Juantech, we've there's actually an update coming for the SIO supervisor, which contains some improvements on the SIO panels for add-ons. So if you look into this, it's a little bit zoomed in for you guys, but we have now like ratings and capabilities showing, and if you click on them, you will get explanations and stuff, and we can now actually gain full Docker access. So you can now go into like the SSH add-on and just type Docker and get full Docker access and start your own stuff if you like. So that's pretty cool. And we could re-release the Portainer add-on, so you can actually, well, manage your Docker via Portainer and start your own stuff. And we could start finishing up the Glances add-on we've built in the past, which can give you like insights in how your system is doing. And Home Assistant actually has an integration for Glances, so that's pretty cool. You can get the statistics of your containers into Home Assistant if you like, and that's all SIO, so that's pretty cool. So this update will be available pretty soon. This is the beta, but it allows me to, well, test and set up and update the add-ons, right? But thank you for tuning in though, that's pretty cool. I don't think I would show live view from non-Nest cameras though. I don't know. That's a good question. And the Nest cameras, those are a rip-off though. Snellfuhr Google Hub looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice. Even my wife is like a little bit enthusiastic about it. She like asked me about, so when will we get one? Or actually she said get one. That's better. She just said get one. So let's disable the protection mode again. If it has cast enabled, you can probably use HA to send a stream to it. Yeah, probably. Always great work. Well, thank you. Thank you. You do great work as well. Restart. I've disabled protection mode now. Let's restart it. Let's see if it still works. here we go. So if I type in Docker, it does the Docker command, it shows stuff, and I can see the containers running. And home system bash. Version it is, right? Not info. Well, fine. It works. Happy. So I want to discuss something. I want your opinion, guys, on the following. As you can see, oh, what's Snellfruer? Do I? Is it much nicer on Nest Cam? Yeah, I've seen it. It's the results of that camera are amazing though. Just verify you can only view Nest cameras in the home app. That sucks. Tupac, that sucks. That just sucks. Okay, so I want a little bit of feedback from you guys. Like the rating is pretty low, and that's because the thing runs on the host network, which gives a lot of access and does a lot of stuff. Should I improve the rating by limiting features? That's kind of the goal behind this whole thing, right? The goal is to motivate add-on developers to deliver high rating add-ons to make it more trustworthy, I guess. And I'm not sure if, especially for the SSH add-on, if that's a good idea. What do you think? Julius, no, that is the Swiss Army knife if it needs all of it. Yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it as well. This should be the Swiss Army knife. It has big risks. I even mentioned it in the documentation somewhere, I guess. That is the go-to add-on for everything. Okay, I agree. I agree. So one to 5. Yeah, it's 1 to 5. 6 is possible as well, I guess. What's the rating scale? It is explained. You can click on everything as soon as you have it. You can click on every single thing, and it will give an explanation on what it is. And I actually wrote this stuff, so it's probably a lot of room for improvement. But I wrote the descriptions. But yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome if there was a permission system like Android, iOS, where the add-on could still run, but some functioning might not work until you access stuff. Well, actually it does. As soon as you enable protection mode, you will lose like direct system access stuff. So it actually is like the really risk stuff, like the really high risk security and, well, breakage and oh my god, I'm a noob and I'm not sure what I'm doing stuff, is actually behind this protection mode button. So that's kind of cool. People just need to know what security means. It's just an indication, in my humble opinion. Yeah, that remains an issue. And even like I could create, like really, I could create an add-on which has a 5 or 6 star rating, like the best rating out there, that like opens up your whole home. So yeah. Okay, should the rating go up if that's enabled then? Yes, it should, but nevertheless, this add-on is actually a minus rating, and we need a little more. Like it has a scale from 1 to 5, and if you go below 1, it will just say 1. I'm going to have a look into that rating. If something opens up on the internet, it shouldn't have the highest rating, right? Yeah, but you cannot tell This rating does not tell, and I've written it in the description. Let me read it for you. SIO provides a security rating of each of the add-ons, which indicates the risks involved when using this add-on. The more access an add-on requires on your system, the lower the score, thus raising the possible security risks. So I described this pretty, like, I thought about it, since the add-on requests access to system to certain levels. But that does not mean the add-on is insecure. Thus but it raises, yeah, right? It raises the possibility of security risks. So it's like, and it's still like a mini computer running, and it still can do stuff. If I like gain access to your configuration and your secrets file and ship it out to my personal email account, well, yeah, it could still be a 5-star rating. No problem, since I do not need like access to your host system. This actually protects the host system. I'm going to have, so 1 is safer than 5. No, 1 is the least safe. 1 is the lowest score. The higher the score, the better it is. Let me pick up another one. Let me get like Spotify Connect. This actually needs nothing. So this is a 5-star rating. It's kind of weird since I expect it to be 6. I don't know. And the color changes as well, so that's pretty nice. Bram did a good job. No, I'm not going to up the score. One question remains though. I think a gauge would make easier to reading at it in a glance. Probably. Don't know. Maybe that's an idea. Maybe you could, like, I don't know, get it out there. But the whole this is a general discussion. The whole SIO UI needs some love. But that was not the reason for this change. Was not to make it more pretty. The reason for this change was to add this functionality in, because it's important. It's important to know what the add-on accesses. It's important to have the protection mode enabled disabled, since that opens up the doors for, well, some pretty freaking nice new add-ons. So this is just functional. That's the first step, right? Get in the function and then make it pretty. Okay. And another thing I want to discuss, and that's the following. I'm thinking about like making the web stuff. Supervisor 140 is now unstable. That's amazing. That means we can actually release stuff. Thank you for letting me know, Lydius. So it's just looking at access to host system. No, it's just looking at the access the add-on requests. That's all. It cannot look into the add-on what is running. Opening ports and stuff are not included in calculation of the rating. No, since opening ports does not say anything. Like, I can close all the ports and still send out stuff. That would not open ports. Like, calling home is not a thing that you can detect from a Docker point of view. Definitely. So one of the things I was thinking about is username password. This is now like for the web terminal. It's now in like just give it a username password. But I could replace this part with HA authentication. What do you guys think? Would be a little bit of a challenge though, but yeah, I think I can manage. So should I replace this with EHA authentication? Right now? Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so that's one. I think I can run a poll. I'm not sure. Yes, it's better. Okay, that's 2. Dutch Nicholas, thank you. 3, yes. Keep the current style. Okay. If that's too hard, not ready yet, we could always create a random password that's filled in if that's possible. No, I'm not going to. So it's already 4 in like the +1. Is there anyone who was against and has a reason for it? Okay, that's 5, Mr. Bonani. Okay, 6, XJ. Okay, Juantech. Yes, you can do it. Yeah, I can do it. No problem, sir. We can do anything. We can. If you. That's the. To be honest, that's the beauty of like programming. You can make everything you want. If you put your mind to it, you can just do it. It might take a little bit longer in some cases, but you can do it eventually. Like, okay, AI. AI is a little bit hard these days, but we're getting there, and you can make everything. Straw poll me. Yeah, you opened the poll. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool, Lydia's. I think I have a poll in my stream as well, but I'm not sure how it works though. But yeah, let's do a straw poll. Oh, I must vote. I want to see the results. One vote. One vote. Cast your votes, ladies and gentlemen. This is your chance. Yeah, that only negative is it might be a breaking change for some users. Yeah, this will be a breaking change. For sure. Absolutely. Stupak, people say AI, but they're just calculating an average. 6 votes. Are you guys kidding me? Nobody against. That amazes me though. 7 votes. I kind of expected somebody to be against it. There's what? Wait, what? What? What you say? Do you know the way? It's just time consuming. Yeah, it is. Everything is time consuming. Okay. So it's a yes. This is definitely yes. So we're going to do it. We're going to add it. I'm going to do it now. Okay, let's get started. Things we do not need anymore at this point. We do not need. In that case, we do not need username and password. Get out. And removed from the schema as well. Bye bye. So for the SSH itself, that would still be required, I guess. Oh, that's interesting. That's going to take a while. But maybe I could actually make. I could make. Could I make SSH like authenticate as well? But that's username password, and that's something you actually don't want to. You want people to use the authorized keys, right? That's interesting. That should be possible though. It should be possible to be able to log into SSH with your HI account. Interesting. Really interesting. Okay, let's continue with the with this part first. We'll see it later. Leave front door open. We do not need this one anymore. I think more people say what on the poll. Okay. I lost the poll though. But you mean Snowflare? I think you're talking about like SSH authentication? What the hell? Do you think Wikasa will offer a reverse connection with SSL, basically replacing duck data, similar to how you can access apple.plex.tv? Yeah, they will. That was too easy. Oh man, you're just an ass. Thanks. Oh man. But Stupak, yes, I think they will, and they even announced it. The way Home Assistant is going to implement this is more like how WhatsApp does it. That's probably how it's going to look, since WhatsApp has a true end-to-end encryption from your mobile to your browser, and I think it's going to be from your Home Assistant system to like your application remote or browser remote. I'm not sure yet how this is going to look and how is it going to work, but I think it's going to be something like that. So I'm out of coffee. So this piece is removed. Then we should go into the scripts. On startup, I'm going to make the font a little bit smaller since it's a little bit too big for me. But it's too small for you guys, I guess. Well, okay. Requirements. This is the SSH part, this is the web enable part. So we have no longer a username, password. So this can be removed. This password check can be removed. The check for this can be removed. The secure password check can be removed. Disable of authentication. Yeah. Okay. Jada puts on glasses. Really? Is this that small though? I'm like used to be working on an iMac screen, and this I changed my setup to I have a secondary screen which is 1080p at 27 inch, so it's a little bit yeah, never mind. What? Yeah, fine. User creation, this should still be in. I think that's it. Let's search for web.username. Oh, there's one in here. Yeah, this one does not matter anymore. This warning should only trigger on SSH, not on the web terminal. And then we have the run stuff. And this is actually the script that starts the web terminal. And this is going to need a big change. Oh, this is actually not good. Okay, so I think I need to talk what my thoughts are here, right? There's no reverse proxy here, so the web terminal add-on actually handles the SSL and the authentication at this point. So now I'm going to take away the authentication from the web terminal, and I'm going to take I also need to take away SSL from the web terminal as well, since I need to add a proxy. So I need to add an Nginx, which you as a user connects to, which then proxies the request to the web terminal. And the issue with this is this add-on is running on the host network. That means that even if I run the terminal like on the local network, on the local machine, you would still be you could still bypass the authentication if you like connect to the wrong port. So that's not an option. I should not do this. It's cool and all, but I should not do this. That would leave a naked port open. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, my vote is no now. Yeah, I agree. I think well, let's not do this. Let's leave it at this. Let's ship it with full Docker support. That's kind of a cool thing, right? And that's the thing that needs fixing. That would be a minor release since, yeah. Run a Docker in the Docker. Run a Docker in the Docker? You can run Docker in Docker and Docker and Docker and Docker and Docker if you'd like. I would not recommend it, but you can. Oh, Timo. Okay. Let's refer this little piece. Let me see. Do I have something here which I can use to refer to the stuff we just did? That one makes it better. A little bit better. Just a tiny bit better. A little tiny bit. Itsy bitsy, as we say in Dutch. That's all. No, I do not want to stash changes. I want to refer some stuff. So let's refer this. So actually the only thing I'm going to change is probably this. Since this is not going to happen, this is not going to happen. So we're going to update the warning. Well, that's like really exciting. Updates. This is way too long. I managed to trigger on a thread /RSS Firefox that managed to draw a lot of anti-HTTPS people in. Come on, go. What did you do, man? Control-C, Control-C. We do not need Control-C where I come from. Oh dear. Yeah, what did you do, man? Oh, let's add the funnel. The internet changes HTTP 3 will use TCP. So, yes, what the hell? I'm interested now. I'm going to look. I need. Oh. And I do not have my YubiKey here, so I cannot sign my commit. I cannot actually do anything. So I'm going to take a short break to find my keys. That's my first. That's some. Let me check what you have, by the way. Copy link. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to change playlist. I forget it every time. I should fix that though. Let me see. Here we go. Thank you for letting me know. Please. I should automate it though. I can automate it. I should automate it. And I should add some extra tracks as well. I have now 65 tracks in. I have like access to 2000. I should pick some more. Well, it's an okay score, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on. Is it a blog post? Oh, the quick protocol. I do not like UDP in this case though. I know it's fast, I know it's cool, but I do not like UDP. There are so many issues with UDP every single time. Yeah, I followed Troy Hunt. We also share comments and tweets. Yeah, Troy Hunt is definitely someone you should follow on Twitter, by the way. I do agree. I have not committed it. I should fetch my YubiKey key. I'm going to fetch myself another coffee as well. I hope I can find my keys. I don't know where I left them though. Normally I put them on my desk as soon as I go home, and they're not here. That's interesting. Let me take a look. I will be right back though. How does this work?
Smoke weed. Hey, damn, son, where'd you find this? Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed. Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day.
Yo, squirrels driving hard.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Damn, son.
A few moments later.
motherfucker.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg.
So what's going on, man? Let's see the chat. Thomas! Somebody triggered Thomas again. How can I know it, by the way? Can I see it somewhere? I do not know. Thomas, where? Can I see it? No. I should be able to see it somewhere, I don't know. Not sure how this works though. But somebody triggered Thomas apparently. Damn, son. Dang, okay, yeah. Bad J-Dad. Oh, J-Dad triggered it again. Badass. It is. Making sure you're still awake. Oh man, you triggered the air horn, right? I thought that just plays on Frenck's ad. Why? It can be done though. I can hear route audio to different, like I hear the audio different than you guys, so yeah, it could be done. Please remove the air horn. Yeah, it was the air horn. Okay, the air horn. Okay, I'll see if I can remove it though. Are you still searching for a way to get Z-Wave battery leveless individual entities? No, I'm... Oh, yeah, there, I saw something. Yeah, he did the errand. Did you see my UDP joke, Frenck? Yeah. We should rename the Home Assistant repository to UDP instead of like docs. But I found my my YubiKey, by the way. It was in the front door. Can you believe it? Let me put it. I don't remember it. Desktop time. Let's commit this. Let's get this out. Here we go. So there are quite a lot of changes in here in this release. Some upgrades, some documentation changes. Let's push this. Here we go. So while this is building, let's switch to some other add-on. Get out. Let's go into the next. The SSH add-on is building, so we can test it later on. Fine. The other thing I want to look into is actually the where is it? Portainer with P, right? P. It's now sorted. I Gotta get used to the add-on list being sorted. This is actually weird. This thing gets a rating of 1. Oh yeah, it gets a rating of 1 because of the Docker access, so yeah. I found a nice custom component, yeah. That component is not... let me open this one, by the way. Portainer. Portainer, please. I'm going to the Portainer. What's wrong with the template sensor? Nothing. And if this is the add-on, the component I'm thinking about, it probably just uses like templates inside the code base. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it actually uses templates inside code. This is a little bit weirdish, but it probably works. But this is not how it should be done though. Fine. Works fine here, but it's dirty. He told me. Yeah, it's dirty. And create battery entities. Yeah. That's the thing it does. Well, it's fine. So Portainer, let's see what's up with Portainer. And the thing with Portainer in this case, I don't know if it's actually like, if it actually still builds. So let's open Visual Studio Code and let's trigger Docker to get it. Is there a way to get Git to work with the config folder? Yeah, why shouldn't it work with the config folder? I'm not sure about your question, Marcel, but thank you for tuning in though. Get in it. Ludius, don't mock the guy. He's seeking help. So I'm not sure if Docker still works, like does the thing still build? So let's try to see if it still builds. It probably needs some updates. So let's try. Let's just run this. Let's see if it builds. No, let's go into the correct folder. Let's try again. So it does not work anymore. So that's a good start. Let's see what's happening here. So let's go into the Portainer. Okay, that's clear. So what's the latest release? This is the latest release. So why doesn't this work? That's interesting. Something changed. I've set it up, but after reboot it breaks. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. It should, like, you have a foreign URL. Yeah, I copy pasted it, so the far is in. Yeah, that's probably why. But that does not explain why the build fails. That's something I should look into. Marcel, I'm not sure what your issue is there, though. According to, I think are you talking about the Git push pull? I'm not sure. Is it push or pull add-on? The Git add-on, which is in the core library. Is that the thing you're talking about? I'm not sure. So this thing breaks, and it does not install anything actually except Portainer, and the build fails. Let's echo out what the URL it tries to download to make sure. Yeah, it does not work. Why? Because I didn't set a default build arch. Holy crap, this is just a bug. Here we go. Successfully built. So that works. Let's remove this part again. Okay. So let's look into the boot script, which has like requirements, which has commented out code. I don't know why. Removed. Does it have username and password? No. It does not. I'm not sure why that code is in there though. Probably a leftover. Okay. So this is the Docker script that previously handled like the unprotection of the add-on. But that's something we should not worry about anymore, since this would not work anymore. Let's see, what do we need? We need to be able to ping. Okay, that's true. We need this slug and we need to know if it's protected. Okay, we do not need install anymore. Yeah, Docker support has been enabled, so this is okay. And as soon as we pass this part, it previously tried to work around Docker access, which is not needed anymore. So we don't need protected stuff in the slug anymore, actually. We just need to check if it's enabled. If it's enabled, the Docker socket would be exposed, so that's the thing we need. But we don't need these two anymore. That cleans up stuff a little. So what if Docker support is not enabled? We should give the user instructions on how to enable Docker support in that case and make the add-on die. Pizza party? Pizza party? Did I miss something? I missed something, I guess. Whoop whoop. Did I miss an audio cue or something? The audio cues are like way too low for me. I'm starting here right now. I'm not sure what this is. I'm missing something. Does anyone know of a self-hosted find your phone service for Android? I don't like the Android device manager anymore. Personally, I do not know anything about Android. I do not own any Android devices. But we should add like instructions in here, and we've done it with the SSH add-on, right? So we can just go into the SSH add-on and just copy that piece and modify it a bit, and then we should be ready to go for the Portainer add-on. No, not weird. EDC. No, it's not in here. Here. And then Docker. This is the file we created earlier. To be able to use this add-on, you'll need to disable protection mode on this add-on. Without it, the add-on is unable to access Docker stabs. Yep. That should do it. Let's see what it does. Let's build this thing. Install. Here we go. Andy Jackson. Hey dude, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for joining. Hey Frank, saw some of your posts on the HA GitHub about light switch device class. Love the idea. Well, thank you, mate. And I'm happy it's merged. I'm pretty happy it got merged. So it was just in time for the beta cutoff. The beta cutoff will be tomorrow morning. And so it will be in the next release, which is next Wednesday, so that's in a week. It will be in a release next week. So it's built. Let's see. I have protection mode enabled. So let's start this thing and let's see what happens. Start. And it should... Yeah, that's true. Port is already in use. 9001. Save. Let's start this thing and let's see what happens. If all goes right, it should... Oh. Certificate. I do not have SSL here. I should fix SSL on my development environment though. Can I do that? Yeah, I could. Interesting. This is just beautiful. And this should not be a warning. This should be a fatal. This should be a fatal. And I should update the title. Okay. I think this should be fatal. Can I use fatal without like dying instantly? Yeah, I can. I know you can do this way more easier. I'm lazy, I'm not sure why I do this way. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I hope I pronounce it right though. But thank you for the follow. Thank you for joining the stream. You're now officially a Home Assistant homie. Do you like cats or do you like dogs, man? That's the question. Let me know. Just drop it in the chat. Do you like cats or dogs? I'm interested. Let's rebuild this. Cats or dogs? Total silence. But thanks for the follow, by the way. Okay, hold on, guys. Mr. VMAP, thank you for joining the stream, man. Or trains? No, no trains. No dank engines. No dank engines. Specifically dank engines, yeah. So the thing rebuilt. Let's try starting again. Let's see if the error message is more clear this time. No, why not? Oh, it is. Well, this is fail. This is definitely a fatal error. Okay, let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. So we disable protection mode. We get this like big warning, which is okay. Let's restart. Starting Portainer. Open. So admin, of course we use admin as a password, which is too short. So let's do admin since that's like really secure. Here we go. Here we go. I can actually unhide the home system containers as well. Here we go. That's nice. Looks cool, these new rating badges. Nice one. Yeah, that's cool. That's Brand Krachten who actually did this, so that's cool. CDAX! Hello, mister. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, nice of you to drop by, man. That's cool. How you doing, man? So this is actually working. Let's go into... This is pretty cool. You can just drop into the container right here. This is the Home Assistant container. What? That's just working. Perfectly fine. Very well. How are you doing? Well, I'm doing great. I'm doing pretty great. We have some pretty new features coming up, and that means we can create some dank add-ons for networks. Here we go. The bridge, SIO host. This is really cool. So this thing is working. Portainer is already done. Is Portainer working for us now? Yeah, it is actually. I'm now like updating it, and then we can push it out. So yeah, actually you can. The new thing here, CDEX, is protection mode. Protection mode is enabled by default, and that would like block Docker access. And you can turn it off and you add on like this big warning. And absolutely, believe me, I totally agree on this. Like, it has to have a big warning. It's really tricky to play with Docker. If you play with Docker, you can destroy your whole system, and well, it can be misused as well. So that's okay. So you can disable the protection mode to, well, make Portainer work. And that's no more hacky things, no more weird stuff. Just like click and it will enable Docker access, and there it goes. And because this add-on requires Docker access, it will get a low security rating, the lowest, which I totally agree on, so it's fine. Yeah, so that's it. It works. Let's commit this work. Oh, there are some changes in here. I did not expect that. Let's overview them. Let's overview them. Where's my screen crib? Here it is. Oh yeah, we removed some code. It should not be in here. Okay, let's make some commits. Here we go. That's one. And we should commit this, and this is actually the we actually wrote it just like for the SSH add-on. Let's get that message. Here we go. Oop, that's wrong. Oh, we're done. Let's push it out. Which branch are we on actually? Master, okay. What's going on in chat? Which OS are you running on there? I'm running Mac OS, High Sierra, so I'm behind releases. I cannot upgrade this machine anymore. So I would love to upgrade to Mojave, but I can't. That's my, not sure. Any documentation on the new badges? Well, that's the beauty of VMAP. You can actually just click on it. So you can just click on it for an explanation. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really awesome. I think we should link it to the documentation in the future, but that was a suggestion made by Paulus actually. But for now, this is just like functional and works. Linux it is. Linux it is. I like Linux, don't get me wrong. I use Linux a lot, but not on my workstation. On my workstation I have macOS and all the other stuff is Linux. It would be funny if you Linuxed it, then use QEMU Hackintosh to run use first. I use QEMU quite a lot though. And Frenck's stream is lagging here. Okay. It seems okay here. Maybe you could try YouTube though. I'm also streaming on YouTube, so youtube.com/Frenck. Maybe that's better. I'm good. Okay, that's good to know though. So we pushed out Portainer now. So that thing is pending. Let's see how it's doing. Here we go. Thing is building. So the SSH add-on is done. The Portainer add-on is done. They need releasing though. It's my downstream. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's not good. That's not good at all. Here's the project OS6 KVM. Oh, that's cool though. But I'm not sure why I would run OS6 and KVM though. As in, OS6 is fine as like oh, wow. OS6 is fine to run on my working station, but I would not use it for anything else though. But cool this is possible though. I can imagine for test setups and I don't know, cross building maybe this would be quite valuable. So this thing is building. The other add-on which I haven't touched in a while and which is, I don't think it's totally finished yet, is the Glances add-on. And the Glances add-on is something we could like finish and build and release as well now. So that's pretty cool, since Glances is actually supported by Home Assistant, so there is a Home Assistant component, I think. Oh wow, they placed it on the homepage. Nice. Good call. Glances. So there's a system monitor component which is called Glances, which allows you to get a lot of information, which you can then use. And I'm not sure about the state of Glances at this point. So we finished Portainer, right? Maybe I should update the instructions for Portainer on the README. should. I should update this. That said, on Linux we do allow security issues to RDEs. I saw a plugin called Clock for Genome. Okay. And let me get this. We should update this. Before I continue with other stuff, we should update this. What? Let me see. We should get the message. The message was in the this piece. So this should be probably enough. Yeah. And let's get in the warning as well. I think I have it already in here. Did I? No, I should add the same warning as I use on the SSH add-on. I have a warning in the README. You cannot warn people enough for these add-ons. Like, they're really cool, they're really powerful, and you can really do amazing stuff with them. But oh boy, you can destroy your system in a click. Oh, the warning is in here. Since this add-on, no, it's already in here, so I need to add this part into here. To be able to use this, disable detection mode on this, on the add-on. This seems about right. Let's update the growth here to make it more consistent. That seems about right. So let's update this as well. Let's push this in. The documentation should match, right? And push it up. Okay, well now that is done, we can continue with glances though. You misspelled access there. I did. Yep. Thank you. Fix this typo in README. Done. Thank you. Oh, well, then I probably have misspelled it here as well, since I copy-pasted it. So, that's not true. Here we go. So that's pushed out. Let's go to glances. I'm really looking forward to glances though. And I'm really unsure how the state of the add-on is. I'm not sure where we left off building it. And I'm really unsure if it's actually working or compiling or building or... So that would be interesting. I've closed Visual Studio, I guess, yeah. Let's open it. I definitely left off something. Mr. Hank, hey Frank, how are you today? How are you all? Well, I cannot speak of the others, but I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Nice of you to drop by. How have you been, mate? So this thing is like freaking alpha all the way. What are you doing? That's a good question. What am I doing? What the hell am... What's... No! No, we've actually had... there's an update pending for Has.io, which adds all kinds of like badges and stuff, and has the possibility to enable and disable protection mode. So we can now actually expose Docker in orderly fashion. And that gives the opportunity to release Portainer, the add-on Portainer again. And also glances in this case, and glances gives you system information. So glances is an add-on which was in development for a couple of streams, I guess, and then I stopped developing on it since there was no way to continue. There was no way to make Portainer working for the user. But right now, with these new features here, which we are looking at, we can make it working again, and that's pretty cool since Glances is an add-on that gives system information, a lot of system information, and Home Assistant can actually hook into that system information, and well, you can use it like to display memory usage and other things of your Has.os system. I think that's a pretty cool addition. But I'm not sure which state it is in at this point. So Supervisor 140 released, yeah. It's in Supervisor 140 indeed. So let's see if this builds. Probably not. It would probably just die. Okay. Or not. Holy mother of home automations, is still built. I'm not sure how long this is like in the fridge. It's Linus Tech Tips team. Actually, it's Laszlo, Supernova, but yeah. Mr. Banani, I mean, Supervisor 140 was already released. Yeah, it is. It has just been released. I've been notified. But yeah. Never mind. So this thing builds. That amazes me though. That amazes me a lot. Why? Like, why does it build? Let's go into the Docker file. We should update some stuff in here as well. So this is all up to date. I know for sure, since if these are not up to date, it would not build. So that's okay. So we have Docker glances. See, did I? No, there's no user supporting yet, so that's something we should build. So this is not a thing I'm going to release pretty quick. It's the song they use, yeah, it's the song they use indeed. It has been licensed by Monstercat, by the way. As Frenck, random question, is macOS still stuck on an old version of Bash? I've noticed you use SSH. No, yes, it's a little outdated. Bash is a little outdated on macOS, but you can easily install it with brew. Brew install Bash and you'll get the latest version. But I use SSH. I like SSH more. Just a personal preference. So yeah. So let's close up all this stuff. Let's start with a clean slate here. Close all. Let's start with a clean slate. What? Close all. Now let's start the add-on. Let's see what happens if we build it. I'm really not sure. Glances is with the G, right? It's the G that's higher. Jupiter glances. Lorem ipsum. Oh. This thing definitely needs some work. The time. Oh, still have an hour. We can do a lot in 1 hour though. I can build a whole freaking add-on in an hour if I want to, if it's simple enough. So there's already template stuff in here. InfluxDB. Oh, we could export to InfluxDB. We built that already. That's cool. KDT export. That's true, we added it. That's fine. This username password should be removed. We should enable Home Assistant authentication. But I'm not sure if that would work with the integration. That's something I should look into. Okay, but it installed. Does it work? Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. And it dies on me because of SSL. False. Here we go. Yeah, this is because the protection mode is still disabled. So we need to update the script. It should drop a warning in here, instructions. So let's disable that and let's restart. Wait, what? So this is not working. That's interesting though. What's going on here? So why are you not working? This is the newest base. Oh, I left it to do. How nice of me. So what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? The thing dies on a Docker file. Docker does SSH on line 1. Let's go look into it. And no an HTTP error occurred. So let's replace this with the same script we used for the Portainer add-on. It's actually the same thing. Maybe that fixes it. Boom, 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 boom. Should be the same. So one thing we, maybe you guys can help. Now we can access Docker, right? What else could we build that relies on Docker? What cool things could we create with this level of access? There should be a lot of things we can do. No, not to blame. I do not need to blame. I can only blame myself in this case. That not applies here. Let's rebuild. Let's see what happens. So while this is rebuilding, maybe I can like yes, it is fatal in this case. It is fatal in this case. Like, if you... I did not... What? Siri? Did I say Siri? No, I did not. I think it's fatal. I think the add-on should not run without it, since the data you actually get if you run it without it, it's like pretty useless. So users would be misled, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not sure actually. It's a good question. It's a really good question. Woo. Start the freaking thing. Show me the money. Come on, show it to me. Oh, hell yeah. Frigil, you lose security with access in Docker and fail to ban to make up for the security loss? No, you cannot make up for that security loss with fail to ban. But this is it. It's working. Convinced the data you get without it are quite bad. Yeah. It's really bad. So it cannot like determine the amount of bytes in and out since these are running on the host network, probably. Is that the case? Supervisor is Portainer. Home Assistant's running on host network. That's cool. So it works, and there are some hotkeys right now. I'm not sure. Here we go. So the thing works. Like, I haven't touched it in months, and a couple of adjustments, so we're there. So that's cool. What else do we need to do? We need to add like user authentication. I need to check the versions. Let's start there. Let's make up the months. I need to check up the versions with PyPy of these packages. I know request has been updated, so that's one package for sure. Let's see if we're running the latest greatest. Check your to-dos. Yeah, I'm going to check my to-dos, but I'm now just making up for the time being, this thing being in the fridge for so long. 3 to 2. Here we go already. Oh man. Just type it in already. Fine. To-do list. Build configuration for InfluxDB. Okay. MQTT. Add access to hash.io standard folders. Why? Oh, you can monitor them. That's cool. So you can actually monitor the space available. That's cool. And we should add HA authentication. But HA authentication is a little bit tricky since it could block access to the component. Let's see if the component supports authentication. It does not support authentication. So we actually encourage people to just leave it open and unprotected. Interesting. I could give. I know where the Home Assistant container is running, so I could like give a free pass to Home Assistant, which I actually do not like, but it's kind of weird though. Where Home Assistant is aiming for a lot of security stuff, and we have components that not support like authentication on a surface. Interesting. I'm going to ignore this for a little bit, but let's add it to the to-do list. Make here we go. Test if the Wi-Fi thingy works. Yeah, that's a thing. I should test it with Wi-Fi. That's one of the last things, though. Pum, 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 pum. Fab5 maintains the PyPy package. It uses a IIO HTTP. Should not take long to add SSL, but basic auth port. Oh, it does not support SSL. Oh, it does not support SSL. How convenient. Can we fix this? Yes, we can. No, we can't. Yep, SSL needs to be in. I think it's weird. It's weird that it does not support it. Package platform need to be updated first. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not going to release the add-on without it. You can disable like you can leave the front door open and you can disable SSL if you truly want to use it. But yeah, I'm not going to release the add-on with without SSL support. I'm not going to release the add-on without authentication support. So even though this would be awesome, we should fix this. And all the other stuff, I don't know. Glances, HTTP. No, we're going to proxy. Refers, Nginx. I've been here before. Yep. Fine. So we're going to do some standard reverse proxying. So we're going to add a new folder here, since I'm going to copy some files in from another add-on. Well. Here we go. Let's copy a folder from another add-on, the ID add-on. The ID add-on already has this authentication method, so IDE. So it gives me the Nginx config. Oh, I already built the MQTT export? I already built it. My to-do is... Wait, what? I think it's dry coded, maybe. That would be really cool, though. Oh, even if the module would not work, you can still use the MQTT platform, though. I think we tested that too, did we? Really? I will check. I'm not sure. I will check tomorrow or something in my past streams. Interesting. Yep. So I need to update the... I need to get Nginx configuration files. Oh. So again, let's copy in the ones from the IDE add-on. So this is a little script that does the authentication with Home Assistant for us. It's fine. We should make the lenses run on a different port now. Is there a port setting in here? No, I think the port setting is part of the daemon. Okay. This needs a little bit of googling. Glances port. In client mode, you can set the port of the server. No, I'm not in client mode. Let's go into the container. Since this thing is running right, we can go into the container. I have Portainer running. I could use the Docker command line, that's probably better. Where is it? The glances. Here we go. What's it named? Add on local glances, of course. Bash. Is this readable for you guys? I should make it a little bit bigger. So I'm now in the container. Let's see. Glances. Oh, this also works in nice. Default? 09? No, that's not default, right? Is that a default? So minus port. That's easy. Is that a default? It's not the default. What the hell is this thing talking about? Okay. So minus port. So we should run this thing on a different port. And the reason for this is because we want the reverse proxy to run on the actual port. So minus port. Without caps though. And can we tell it to listen only to the local interface? It doesn't matter. This thing is running on... It's not running on your host network, right? Oh, it's running on your host network. Yeah, of course. It needs to be able to monitor your host network. So it should be able to bypass. So the thing needs to be able to bind to the certain interface. So can it bind to a certain interface? Can it bind to a certain interface? Bind address. Nice. Minus bind. Okay, let's try. This actually may be pretty useful in this case. Longobo is back with a Heineken pint a glass of water. Heineken pint glass of water. Yeah, we call that like I don't know, like city beer. Like it's provided by the city. Okay, so that thing is in. The run commands in for Nginx. We have a reverse proxy this way. This should do the trick. So this should take care of most stuff. Heineken. It's back on Heineken glass pint water. Yeah, well, Heineken in my case, I think Heineken is truly as water. I do not like Heineken. I'm not sure. The thing missing at this point is the init scripts that actually handles Nginx. So let's get them. And here we go. This should take care of all the whole stuff we do. Long ago, nor do I don't really drink. As a pup was just giving the glasses away, so I picked up a few. Oh, that's cool. I'm missing something. We need to add some things in the Docker containers as well. The Docker file now does not contain the Nginx yet. So we need to add Nginx in here and the tools Nginx needs to be able to authenticate against Home Assistant. So let's peek into the IDE add-on. Come on. So we need Nginx. Here we go. That's one. Nginx. And we will need the Lua REST HTTP library, since that's actually used to talk to Home Assistant. And we need the Nginx module for Lua, so Nginx is actually able to execute Lua. Here we go. Let's sort this. Nice and sorted. This already sorted. Fine. Let's see. So what I've done, I've updated the Docker file. I added an init script which takes care of the SSL settings for Nginx. We've added a service script which starts and stops Nginx, and we added the configuration files for Nginx, which does a reverse proxy and calls the Home Assistant authentication script. That should do it though. I think I'm done with adding support for HTTPS and basic auth in the Python package now. Okay. Python. But I needed glances instance to test against. Okay. Well, coming up. Let's see if it builds. You are not in Japan, mister. Yeah, I know. I wish I was, though. They have Tokyo Machine. It's not Japan. Well, yeah, it's Japan. Tokyo Machine. Do you know Tokyo Machine? Tokyo Machine. It's cool. I really like Tokyo Machine. It's too bad. It's music for the nerds. And actually, in my the music in the background, Tokyo Machine is in. I love that guy. Yeah, I know. Sorry, man. I would have pushed the wasted button, but apparently I do not have the wasted button. But yeah. This one should do. So it builds. Let's rebuild. Let's see if the thing works. Let's see if the freaking thing works. Rebuild. Come on, please work. Every button I hit on Friday nights is the is the wasted button. The wasted button. Come on, please build. Pretty please.
Please.
And it's button. Come on. J After Dark, Mister, thank you for tuning in. How do you do? Oh. So the Engine X demon fails to start. Oh, oops. So that's the cool thing about copy and pasting. You copy and paste in the wrong stuff. Yeah, it actually waits for Cloud9 to start, which should be glances now. So this is actually just really wasted. Let's try that again. Rebuild. But yeah, After Dark we're building the glances add-on, which I worked on a couple of times on this stream, like a while back ago, and now picking up development since, well, do you see all these shiny badges? The glances, it's like amazing, and there's a protection mode button now, so we can actually finish this add-on now. That's pretty cool. And the glances add-on gives you like insight in your system. Like can see all the details going on your system, and can hook it up to MQTT or Influx or even Home Assistant using their component. So you get that data. You can get data of your Has.io installation. Thanks for all the help getting up and running. I figured it out, MB. Oh, the MB stuff. Yeah, that thing looked pretty cool though. I need to look into it myself. So it start, Nginx runs. That's cool. Let's open up. Well, we have authentication. But apparently I'm not sure what my password is. Or it's not working. Oh! Classic. I forgot to add something to the add-on configuration. An add-on is not able to authenticate if that feature isn't requested. So, as you can see, there's a badge missing. You don't know probably, but there should be a badge in here which says auth, which is not. So let's fix it. It needs access to the auth API. I cannot type anymore. I should quit the stream and go to sleep. But I'm going to make it to like midnight. As soon as the clock hits midnight, like the Cinderella story. It's the Cinderella story, right? Then I'm going to run. Ludius, we have all missed that at some point. Yeah, we do, right? I miss it every single time, to be honest, which is kind of. I need to uninstall this in order to be able to pick this up. Turn into a pumpkin. Well, I will go into my my pumpkin with the blanket and then get some sleep. Tomorrow is another day of just another day at the office, so I'm looking forward to a day at the office tomorrow, to be honest. I feel like do you know the feeling that you're like going to work and make it a freaking awesome day and do some cool stuff? That's like the feeling I have for tomorrow. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I want to go to work and do things. It's a weird thing to say, actually. Long Gogo, I'm liking Lovelace. Got one picture glance setup. I do not. Yeah, it's fine. It looks great though. I see a lot of like screenshots from Lovelace with picture glances. I see why people like it, and it's probably helping with the wife approval rate. But for me personally, it's not functional. It's like a waste of space. I'm not sure why. I do not like the glances. The picture glances though. Let's refresh. I think it's a waste of space. They're like pretty big. And you have the picture which actually does nothing. It's showing stuff and it can change like the picture based on a state, I guess. And then, what then? And then you have like a picture. It might be cool if you have like a tablet in your wall with dashboard running, where you can just easy click and see stuff. Fine. Off. There it is. So you can actually click on it, right? So you get an explanation of what it does. It's a really cool feature, this. I like it. I think the wording can be improved though. But yeah, it's a start. Tomorrow's a day off for me. Oh, well, pretty good. That's cool. You work like not full time or something. I'm considering maybe to work one day less a week. I would probably get more. I don't know. A lot of people do it. I've never done it, but somehow it like pulls at me a little bit. Oh, that badge will help. Yeah, it does. Last time I forgot it in setting, I spent 2 hours troubleshooting. Yep. And whap 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 whap. Let's set it to false again. Let's save it. Is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. Save it. Start it. Let's see what happens. Protection mode is enabled. I'm working at a place where staff have to be around. Oh. Yeah. Well, that's like shifts. You're running shifts, right? That's pretty okay. That's pretty decent. That's the nice thing about having work like that is that you have like spare time and free time on at moments where people are actually at work. So it feels pretty great. The other thing is you're probably working on moments where other people are celebrating or stuff. Have their free time, having a fun time, and you have to work. In my case, my fiance also works like on non-regular hours, so I'm kind of used to it. But it's running. Let's try again. Let's see if the authentication works. No, it's not. So Why is this not working? That's interesting. Let's try adding a user. I'm not sure what I used as a password. It may be demo or something. Let's create. Just clicked. Work about every other weekend. I like it though. Yeah, that's the same for my fiance. He works every other weekend. Well, usually. Not at this moment though. Okay, let's try this again. Demo. So what's going on here? I created a user. The thing is running. It just pops up this one. Has.io could not be resolved. That is really interesting. So what's different in this case? What's the difference with the IDE add-on in this case? Is that because you're on a host pit? No, that should not matter. Host network, yeah, of course the host network. The IDE add-on does not run on the host network. And since this one is running on the host network, the resolver changed. The Nginx does not use the DNS. So Nginx has his own built-in resolver, which you have to point to a certain location, and that differs from the normal add-ons versus the host network add-ons. That's a good point. It's this one. It's this line. This line is causing the issue. So I have to figure out which resolver I should use. That's pretty easy. We go into Docker. So that's actually the IP address of Has.io, I guess. So if that's true, why would I... Well, let's put it in. Yeah. That's the reason why it makes sense. Actually makes total sense. Thank you for the hint, by the way. Rebuild. Let's retry. I'm kind of thinking I'm hearing the same song again. I have not enabled shuffle play. Really? That's the issue. Okay, let's fix this. Let's play some Tokyo Machine here. Let's do Epic. Epic is a cool song. Tokyo Machine. So that would take care of this part. Add access to standard folders for monitor. Let's see. whilst rebuilding I can do something useful. Oh, I've already added that. So I actually built the to-do list already? Did I? Here we go. Yeah, the fold's already in here. I'm not sure why these are in here. But it's nice to see that my configuration folder is of a certain size though. That's pretty cool. So what's next? We have figured out, let's see if we can bypass the, that's something we should test right away. Can we bypass the authentication? So leave front door open. True. That should disable authentication, right? Oh. It does. So that's cool. And authentication pops in again. Cool. So I can check off that little thing off the list. We have got authentication going, HA authentication going, we have SSL going, so that's fixed. The standard folds to monitor are already in. Let me check again in the glances configuration if that's actually something we did or just freaking coincidence. Yeah, that's in. Config, share, backup. Those are the most important, right? Share, config, backup. Data doesn't matter. Fine. So that's something we could use. Let's check it off. That's in. Make HA component work. Fixed. Yeah. Build configuration for InfluxDB. I think we did it. So let's check what we did for InfluxDB. Since that would be cool, right? And that's a service, I guess. So we have a service running. And only if it's enabled. Then we run it with an export and with the info. This seems to be working. This seems to be it. Okay. MQTT, same story. Looks okay. But how? Yeah, this adds the stuff into it. Fine. This copies in the classes configuration, so you just can modify it. That's cool. And then Minute and pence. So we actually built all this stuff already. It's like almost freaking done. That's cool. This looks fine. This looks great. So, why did I write this to do? I think it's done. With some lorem ipsums to fix and other stuff, but I think it's done. I should test MQTT in Influx. I'm not sure if I should test it on this system though. I could do it. Let's do it. Let's make a test where we just test it right here. Yeah, let's do it. Has.io, add-on store, get Influx. No, not the local version. I need the live stable ones. Influx, here we go. Give me it. Give me Influx. Oh, this is a 6 rating. Nice. I should... Is this in dev edge yet? I don't know. I think I created a repository. Yeah. Holy crap, what happened here? My whole system was... for a second. It responds pretty badly. I've disabled backups. I know. Oh, I have a high system load as well. What the hell is going on? Let me check. Well, nothing special. Only Docker consuming 14 gigabytes of memory, but that's all. I've created a repo, but I've not done anything with it yet. So, yeah, there's still a lot to do, I guess. So no, it's not in Edge. Influx. This is an issue. It should not show protection mode if there's no option to, if there's nothing to disable, I guess. Interesting. That's room for improvement. Small one though. False. Save. No. Run it. Start it. Where's the start button? I need the start button. Where is it? Here it is. I guess auth is a +1. Yeah, it is. Auth is a +1. Glances TV, here we go. Now we can go into the Glances add-on, and we should be able to lorem ipsum. I should actually pre-fill this. with I could create auto discovery as well, by the way. Hero, hi there. Do you have OpenWRT to try it? No, I do not have OpenWRT. Why you ask, mister? Glances. So this is lame, but let's do localhost. Save it. Now let's restart. Let's see what happens. Very curious. I have not enabled it, of course. True. It's true. It's true. It's true. Try again. Nice. So do we get data? There's one time I've seen this behavior. Hey, I remember this. Yeah, I've seen this one time before. And I was not be able to reproduce it ever since. Like an add-on is just killed or something. Could it be a memory issue? It was the last time you looked at glances into integrations, yeah. So is glances like setting a shutdown command or something? Rogero, I can make it work on new versions of Home Assistant. Yeah, I've seen something in the issue list of Home Assistant. If I recall it correctly, about OpenWRT. So you might want to go to the Home Assistant repo on GitHub and see in the issue list if there's something in there. Nevertheless, I do not own OpenWRT and I cannot test it for you, and I'm not going to fix it as well, as in I develop add-ons and, well, fiddle around with my own systems and do some ESP coding sometimes. But yeah, it's not like I'm coding Home Assistant on stream or fix bugs in Home Assistant itself. So I cannot help you there, mister. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right, Lilius. So why is this? Let's restart the thing. Let's start it again. Why does it get killed? And even if it gets killed, it should be it should not pick up by itself. This is so weird. But the data is in now. So that's the good news, though. There's a lot of data in here. Look at all these data. I did already. I don't know. It's just asking if it works for you. Maybe you use OpenWRT. No, I don't. I'm having a hard time to get the. I have a fiber connection, 1 GB up down, and yeah, it's kind of hard to push that amount of traffic to OpenWRT. No, you don't use OpenWRT. Yeah, and by the way, I do not use OpenWRT. Okay, never mind. Docker. Look at this. Look at all these data. You can actually see. Can you guys read this? Why can I not resize this? Oh, I can. Okay. Look at all this data. You can actually. It logs like every freaking. Yeah, it logged all the things. Like, wow. Rodrigo, which solution do you recommend for device tracking? Depends. I don't know. I don't know. I actually don't know. I track using Trackr. Yeah, if it's finished, it's not out yet. Which I should like. I should ensure the actual Trackr add-on is going to be shipped before next Wednesday, before the major release. So I should release the Trackr add-on this weekend. So it will be like the component is there and the add-on is out. Lydius, I actually tested the Trackr add-on on my way to. I did not save a screenshot, and the demo machine is already destroyed, which is kind of a bit. That would be cool. I could have shown you that. I've driven from my home to Amsterdam to be at the Amsterdam Meetup last week, and I actually used Trackr to see if it works. So I ran Trackr on the demo machine, and I actually tracked my drive towards Amsterdam. And in the demo, I could actually show the drive, and that's kind of cool. It's cool to see it worked. So I was happy about it, and it worked perfectly fine though. It was pretty cool to see. But I like this one as well. And I missed stuff in here though. Seems like it's not exporting. Okay, never mind. Memory swap percentage system. CPU data per CPU. You can just track each freaking CPU. That's just insane. I like OpenWRT and DWRT on my routers, and only to know if I'm home. Yeah, I do not rely on. I have Unify for my Wi-Fi, and Unify is actually pretty okay, but I still do not use it for to check if I'm home. I have a lot of Apple devices, and they tend to drop off the network, so that's not a good idea. That seems a good tracker, but what about battery? I'm not sure. What about battery? Trackr is an add-on that can track a lot of different stuff, so I don't know. And for Home Assistant tracking, I currently use the iOS app, the beta, which is okay. But I have no automations on it yet, though. Mauricio Banani on the What are you doing on Mr. Bonani? What are you doing on YouTube, mister? You are confusing me. Okay. So actually, let's stop here. This thing just works. This is amazing. Fine. Let's do a quick test with MQTT as well. Official add-on MQTT. So, Luvius, this is your own, right? Why are you disabling app armor? It's just trying to invite you to Discord. Yeah, that's fine. Please do. I can type in the Discord link. I think you can type !_ Discord, Mr. Bonani. Copy paste from somewhere. So this is actually useful, right? I need to fix that. I think you can actually type ! Discord. I want to test it. Yeah, you can. Look at it. Dutch Nicholas, thank you for the cheer, mate. That's amazing. Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much, sir. That's appreciated. Can I do something for you? It's not, yeah, I don't know. Something? So, let's make a user glances. And I don't know. True, true, false, false, true, fine. False, make it really insecure. And leave front door open. I don't care about it. Here we go. It's just a test. I want to see if it gets data. Thomas, oh, I'm pretty sure you want the true YouTube version, I guess. That's the reason why you did this. You want the true web version. Okay. Okay. Okay, I can do this. I'm going to finish this test. And then it's midnight, so I'm going to quit as well. So I'm going to finish this test as like the final thing. And then I'm going to play Thomas like the AF version. And then or a sneak peek of your secret project. Oh. Well, today I actually received another package with another part in it. So yeah, you're going to be disappointed if I showed it. Yeah, you truly will be disappointed. Okay, open web UI. What's the port again? Four. 1884. Oh, never mind. Here you go. Subscribe to everything. Anyway, to get out of that not secure warning on Any way to get out that not secure warning on IP address? No, you cannot. It's a new feature of the latest Google Chrome. It will just, if it's not HTTPS, if it does not contain SSL, it will just freak out. Use Internet Explorer. That's actually.
This is great banter.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
Oh man. Oh man, I love it. What the hell happened to my dashboard? So let's try the MQTT stuff. Host, localhost. Let's just use localhost. And glances. Password glances. Topic/glances, I guess. Not sure what to fill in here. Let's just try. Let's see what happens. Restart. But Nicholas, what I received is this little thing. Let me show you real quick here. It's not a piece of the puzzle. Yeah. And yeah, SolarWick. So that's, yeah. I was out of SolarWick, so I ordered some extra. So exciting, right? And I have this little piece. So this is a little more interesting. I'm not sure if you can read it. Let me try to get a focus. It's a flying fish. It's a flying fish. Yes. So this is a flying fish. The rain sensor, indeed. Well spotted. So this is the rain sensor. I got mine the other day. Okay, cool. Back to the desktop. Let's see what happens. So this fails. InfluxDB fails again. That's weird. I've restarted the add-on and InfluxDB died again. Probably. So this is not working. And I have not enabled. Let's disable this for now. This is definitely something I need to look into. So every time I start glances with InfluxDB, my InfluxDB gets killed. That's just weird. Dutch Nicholas, not a light sensor? Yeah, I do have a couple of light sensors. I have quite a lot of sensors though. I really like the light sensors I got. Like they're so freaking tiny. They're so freaking tiny. This is cool. I see that the flying dish has a lot of sensor types. Yeah, they do. They do. Okay. So what the hell is this? Connection to MQTT server failed. I received my WS2813B this week. It's probably the 2813 or the 2812B. You're mixing up a little, I guess. But they are cool though. I've stopped working on my project on that part, on the LED strip. It's still on my desk here, by the way, my test strip. The reason for this is I've actually had troubles with the thing. So I'm awaiting some parts. the 13B, so we have a B now. Did I miss something? This one will become a lightsaber. Okay. So why is my connection failed? Maybe this is the reason? I don't know, I'm not sure what to fill in here. Why does InfluxDB die as soon as I start it on glances? Are we now hitting a bug? Are we now hitting a Python bug inside glances? Uh-oh. So something happened. Something went wrong. Hello? Are you still there? Can you hear me? Wave. And back we are. I'm not sure why that is happening though. My bitrate just drops and it's gone. I meant, what trouble you have with the LED strips? Oh, my LED strips are blinking like randomly, and some of the LEDs are blinking green. So what I think that's what the issue is I use the 3.3 volt line from the ESP chip, and this strip is actually a 5 volts strip. So I guess the data line is like on the edge and must be 5 volts. Use a level shifter. Well, exactly. So I ordered a level shifter. I also ordered a diode to protect the ESP. I also ordered a capacitor for the power line, and a small resistor, which I actually think I do not need, but maybe I use a resistor instead of a diode. So yeah, those parts are on the way, and I ordered those parts in China as well, since it's just like I'm not sure where to get it in the neighborhood at this point, and I don't want to go out and find it, and ordering on AliExpress is just easy. You just have to be patient, but it's not like I have nothing to do. There's a lot of stuff I can do at this point. So yeah, I just ordered the parts, paid like $2 for a box full of capacitors. I'm not sure. A lot of stuff is on its way. So and some of these parts I actually needed for my other project as well. So it's on hold. Sound good? Yeah, it does. So that's it. So there's one thing left to do. There's just one thing left to do, since that's this is by Nicholas.
Smoke weed. Hey, damn son, where'd you find this? Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed. Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day. 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 Damn son.
So here we go. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to quit the stream. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm done for the day. We've done a lot. Portainer is done. SSH is done. So tomorrow I will release, do a final testing on Raspberry Pi, and then I will put out a release for the SSH add-on and Portainer add-on. And the reason why I was not pushing it tonight is actually because the Supervisor 140 version release, which was done today, yeah, that one needs like 24 hours to provision to and be pushed out to everybody. So by waiting a little longer, it will give all the devices the time to have actually a working version. So if I push out Portainer right now and people would install it, I can imagine the wave of people saying it's not working. And that's okay, it's true. So I'll hold these two for tomorrow. Tomorrow I will try to release like the SSH and Portainer. And the Glances add-on needs some research in the department for InfluxDB and MQTT, because those are broken. While InfluxDB is pretty useful. VMAP, I've been powering my ESP with a small high-link converter today. Cool. Oh, that's an idea though. I ordered some, these are pretty cool by the way, VMAP. I'm not sure if I've showed it to you, but here we go. Like, these are pretty small, and have a nice casing. And these are 220 to 3.3. I wrote on it since I have the exact same things for 5 volts as well. So these are pretty small and pretty useful, and they cost like $1 or something. So 220 to 5 volt step down power supply. Yeah. 140 is my instance now. Then we'll see the link. Okay, I will definitely look into that. For now, I'm going to wish you guys a good night. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for all the help, and I will be back Friday. Yeah, Friday should be my next stream day. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. Maybe I should do like another stream on just fixing my own home. I think that would be the team, fixing my own home. See you later. Yeah, see you later. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. And I would say bye-bye.
Smoke weed. Hey, damn, son, where'd you find this? Smoke weed. Smoke weed every day. Smoke